He hated exasperation. I liked exasperation. That was one difference me and C1997 had.
Infamous rant video on the level. For as popular as it was definitely out of reach for players back then, as it likely would still be a top one even now. But the level never truly died out. Zoink would end up picking it up and getting 67 to 100
Only Zoink, bro.
as a new world record run to 100. Even in this run, you can see why nobody had seriously attempted to
Yeah, like, just look at this. Look at this gameplay, bro. Look at this. Like, this doesn't look like it's meant to be played, and it's not. When this level came out 10 years ago or 8 years ago, whatever, like, nobody even considered, like, oh, yeah, I'm sure somebody will beat that one day. Like, no, it was just like, oh, that's an impossible level, just as a hypothetical. We actually have gotten to the point in Geometry Dash where players like Zoink are good enough to actually play this. And granted, he hasn't verified exasperation, because that's hard, but he has it down to 2 or 3 runs, I think.
Before. But this wasn't the only progress he would make. He'd start streaming the level almost every day, playing from zero, trying to push the envelope of what was possible. This ended up culminating in getting the level in 2 connected runs with a new best of 67.
Oh my gosh, bro. What is that gameplay, bro? He's waiting on the decoration. Oh, Truth Post.
Although he probably could have kept going and verified the level, he's decided to wait for the decorated version to be finished
Here we go, yeah.
before doing that, and that's where things stand today. Hopefully it won't be too long until we get to see this picked back up.
I really hope the final decorated version does the layout justice,
as it would be one of the most interesting top levels the game has ever seen.
Yeah. Yo, W video, Zoink side quest, bro. Zoink is just something else, man. Like, I love that he's not afraid to do, like, dumb things. Like, did Zoink have to play exasperation, like, a 10-year-old layout? Not at all, but he did, and it was fun. Sometimes you gotta just have fun. W Zoink, and also, hold up, W Hypo. Go subscribe to Hypo. Get him to 15K subs. All right. Thank you so much for watching this Vortrox 2 video. Peace. Be sure to subscribe.
Meet Go Dogs, the fastest food truck around. Meet my Lanta Vanilla Caramel.
The longest verifications in Geometry Dash. Let's see it. Let's see it. Hopefully I don't get Cycles X in this list because I'm on day 28 now.
Throughout the history of Geometry Dash, there have been many levels that broke the boundary of what was once thought to be possible in such a simple game, many players shocking the player base countless
Dude, I just like, when I look at this level VSC, it's just like, who even looks at this? It's like, yeah, I'm going to spend 500,000 attempts beating this. Like, Geometry Dash players have patience that I don't think any other gamer has. Literally none. Except maybe like chess players, if anything.
The history of the game into what it is today with the endless selection of great levels. However, a select few of these levels took abnormally long to verify. In fact, some of them took almost an entire decade, whether it was due to the level being insanely difficult or drama in the community. Today, we're going over
boy, drama! We love drama! Let's see it.
4 of the best examples. This is the longest verifications in Geometry Dash.
Alright. Whoa!
Bloodlust is up there with one of the most well-known levels in the game.
That was a cool little edit right there. But it looks like the first one is Bloodlust. Yeah, this level is super famous now. A lot of people forget this level took like years to get verified, didn't it? Or was it like 1 year? I don't know. It was too long though. It was a really long time. You know what? Why don't I let Secret Way say it? They literally know because they're the ones who made the video. Why am I yapping?
And due to things like Noble Boy's iconic reactions and sheer history of this level. However, it all started when Manix648 was inspired by the idea of creating a 2.0 remake of the level Bloodbath. On March 28th, 2016, Manix released the first official preview of the level, showcasing the level with a video simply titled ...
Bro, that's right. Bloodlust didn't even have the whole like red moon part in the beginning yet when they first made it.
A week later, on April 6, 2016, Manix released a second preview, showcasing even more gameplay and even an extremely difficult swing copter section at its time, inspired by Heinz part in Yatagrasu. And after many—
Is that swing copter in the final product of Bloodlust? I feel like I don't remember that existing.
More previews by Manix and other people working on the level, on May 24th, 2016, Bloodlust was essentially finished, and so a player named Kosar started practicing the level. He explained in a video that he had final exams and advanced placement exams, and unfortunately unfortunately his hand got severely hurt from—
That's classic, man. You know how many Geometry Dash players have dropped verifications because their hands are hurting? It happens to me, bro. My fingertip is actually hurting right now because I was just playing Cycles X. It's real.
Geometry Dash, which resulted in him consistently taking breaks from the game. The stretch took such a toll on him that on August 16th, 2016, Quasar officially quit Geometry Dash. After Quasar quit
He quit permanently. That's just crazy, bro. Bloodlust took a victim, bro. Killed it.
Manix looked for a new verifier, and ultimately he chose Nobbleboy. Although many people had doubts with Nobbleboy that he couldn't verify the level, as his recent hardest was Bloodbath, which was an enormous gap in terms of difficulty.
Wait, Nobbleboy jumped from Bloodbath to Bloodlust? That's actually crazy because Bloodbath nowadays is only the— oh my god, it's the 748th hardest extreme demon. Bro, Bloodlust is all the way up at number 213. So there's 500 extreme demons separating these levels, and he jumped from Bloodbath to Bloodlust, which especially for back then when this like was literally the top one, that's a big deal, dude. Nobbleboy is different, bro. Not only was he one of the best players back then, he was also one of the best decorators too, which is like being a good creator and player is so cool.
Compared to Bloodlust. However, Nobbleboy proved many people wrong when he got a record of 65 to 92% within only a week. Nobbleboy and
92
ended up getting slightly sidetracked after that due to working on several more projects like his part for Fusion Z, Subterranean Animism, and even beating Athanatos. This meant that he had to take a break.
Athanatos? It's a Thanatos, buddy. Anyways,
from Bloodlust and continue his progress in 2017. In March of that year, Nobbleboy got a record of 68%, making it to the extension, later getting a record of 18 to 85%, followed by a break. But only 2 months later, he got a record of 76%, completing over 3/4 of the level.
Dude, I gotta say, one thing that scares me about Bloodlust, this level is freaking long. You know, Bloodlust isn't like, I think it's like 2.5 or 3 minutes long. And like, the longer an extreme demon is, the more like naturally difficult it is. So yeah, Bloodlust. I promise one day I'm gonna beat this, but it's gonna be a hard journey, man.
5 days after the new record, Nobbleboy got what is still till this day known as the worst fail in Geometry Dash history.
Oh yeah, this is one of the most famous clips of back then.
Dude, what the fuck? Really? The fuck?
Dying at 98%.
This was one of the most famous clips in the olden days of Geometry Dash. Nowadays, people have freaked out way more over fails, but back then, this was like one of the biggest like crash outs.
Demoralized him, and even after that, he later crashed at 97%, followed by another fail at 97%. He would then announce on Twitter that he got 91% twice and another fail at 96%. The title of beating the hardest level in the game was so close yet so far. The community was split between two sides, the majority one side that was supporting Nobbleboy and motivating him to keep going, and the other side thinking that Nobbleboy was taking far too long to verify Bloodlust and they wanted a new verifier.
Yeah, what was the timeline? I literally remember people complaining that he was taking too long to verify it. I forget how long did this take him? They're probably about to say how many days it took or how many attempts.
And so on February 8th, 2018, 635 days since the level was finished, a player known as Krazen started practicing Bloodlust 2, quickly completing the 67 to 100% extension. The next day, Krazen achieved 52% and even revealed why he started practicing Bloodlust. He claimed Nobbleboy was taking too long to verify the level and that he could do it.
That's such a mean thing to do. Somebody takes too long to verify it, so you steal a leaked copy and try to verify it yourself. That is, top players back then were so mean, bro.
Himself. His reasoning was that Nobbleboy stole Fusion Z from Manix and now he could steal Bloodlust from him as payback. This again split the community into two sides. The people who were on Nobbleboy's side and disagreed with Krazen's actions, and the other who agreed with Krazen that Nobbleboy was taking too long and that he should be replaced. However, Krazen eventually apologized for the whole incident and dropped Bloodlust, leaving Nobbleboy to verify the level. And finally, after 637 days since the level was finished and over 121,000 attempts, on February 20th,
did you say 1,000 attempts? Wait, hold on. Rewind?
Bloodlust, leaving Nobbleboy to verify the level. And finally, after 637 days since—
637 days! Dude, that's like 2 years of the same level.
Since the level was finished and over 121,000 attempts.
Oh, 121,000 attempts. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Dude, that's crazy though. 637 days. That's like not quite 2 years, but close to it. That's wild.
On February 20th, 2018, Nobbleboy finally achieved the impossible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The edit. Sometimes I hate on Bloodlust, but this level does have like a pretty high degree of aura. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of some of the decoration in this. I feel like it's a little messy, but like the aura does kind of carry. And like, it's such a legendary level. Like, I need to beat this. My goal is I want to beat Bloodlust by the end of 2026. That's my goal. And here it is.
To catch Rare Tatari, I'm definitely choosing the power buff. Please, let it be Hellhound. No, how could that be the frozen continent? Huh? Hey, lucky me! Oh no, enemy detected. Then I can fight with my Frostnip. Wait, it just got away? Finished in a second. Okay, use Bonfire to...
Oh yeah. Dude, it must feel crazy beating a level after 2 years. Like, the most I've ever spent in a level was probably Stereo Extremeness, which was like 3 or 4 months on and off. And then Time Extreme, which was also like, I think like 3 months and over 50,000 attempts. And I was like freaking out when I beat those. Dude, 2 years and 100,000 something attempts on one level. I don't know if I'll ever spend that much time on one level. That's nuts, dude. But we'll see, man. You never know. $121K attempts, dude. Holy
However,
crap.
a verification taking 637 days doesn't at all compare to this next level. Blade of Justice is a spiritual successor of the extreme demon, A Bizarre Phantasm. The level was first previewed.
Wait, really? I didn't know Blade of Justice was a sequel to a Bizarre Phantasm. Huh.
June 17th of 2016, and is assumed to be finished around November 5th. It was a collaboration by Manic648, Laser Blitz, and Noble Boy, and it would start out as a very clear contender for the #1 spot on the demon list, while also being an impressively beautiful level. It took...
Fun fact, I started playing Blade of Justice and I dropped it because I didn't like the gameplay. If I was back then being a top player, I would have been one of the guys who dropped the level and quit Geometry Dash. I didn't like it. That would have been me, chat. That would have been me.
Both difficulty and decoration to the extreme, making it one of the most hyped levels at the time. The level was considered to be even harder than Bloodlust, and it went through many verifiers like Quantuan, whose recordings were unfortunately lost to time. After that, the level would be passed on to Dol Kiki, who made some really good progress, achieving 80 to 100 and an 18% from 0. However, he quickly noticed that it was taking too much time, and in order to not affect his grades, Dol Kiki decided he would get someone else to verify the level.
Putting your school grades before Geometry Dash? Funny! What do these guys think they are? Scholars? Focus on Geometry Dash, bro. It's the more important thing in life.
Trusta would then pick up this level, causing quite an uproar in the community, as he was known to nerf levels when verifying them, with an example being Yatagrasu. But he was still able to get 49 to 93 and 45% from 0 on a version that was easier than Kiki's, but still projected to be top 1. But even with all that, Trusta would drop the level after only a few progress videos. The next person to attempt the level was the best player in the game at the time, Sunix, but lag issues demotivated him from continuing the level before he made any substantial...
Dude, it sucks, because this level is so cool. Like, I definitely want to beat it one day, because I started playing it for a couple days, and I just really did not enjoy it, but like, I don't know, I think one day when I'm better at the game, and like, I could come back to this and beat it like more quickly, maybe I'll enjoy it more. But like, I just wasn't down to spend like a lot of time beating a level I didn't really care that much about. Like, I like this level, but like, not enough to spend like a whole lot of time on it, you know what I mean, chat? I'll come back to it one day, Blade of Justice.
Progress. The level was then passed to a player named Camby, but he would also quickly drop the level. This is where Rico LP comes in. He had already been practicing Blade of Justice unofficially, and as a new verifier was needed, Rico decided it was his time to shine, getting quite promising runs like 35 to 100. However, Manic started to get really impatient as the level had already gone through 7 verifiers and taken way over a year.
Bro, imagine you make a level and it makes 7 people quit Geometry Dash. Dude, your level's just evil. 7 people quit because of Manix making this level. Holy crap.
Without being verified. Manix ordered Rico to strongly nerf the level. This version of Blade of Justice was verified by Rico.
That's why they ended up just nerfing it. And now, I mean, it's still in a hard extreme demon, but it would have been top 1. It just ended up not because nobody could verify it. Everybody kept quitting.
And was placed in the 23rd spot on the demon list on July 5th, 2017, which was a huge disappointment to the top 1 level it could have been. However, the unnerfed version of the level still wasn't verified, and people didn't give up trying. Like the player Most Definitely Albert, for example, he stated that a random thought suddenly hit him while he was going to school to see if anyone had actually verified the unnerfed version of Blade of Justice. And
Dude, I'm always so impressed when these players spend like so much time verifying unnerfed versions of levels. Because like it's truly a thing they're doing just for themselves, because like the level's not getting rated, it's not getting placed on any demon list. Like they're literally just doing that for themselves. Has anybody ever beaten unnerfed Blade of Justice? Oh, I don't know. Let me spend like 8 months doing it. Let's see, how long did he take for it?
so he decided to give it a shot. After 68,000 attempts and 2,678 days since the original level was considered finished,
my
and almost
gosh.
8 years, on March 6th, 2024.
Yes!
Wow.
Holy shit! Oh my god! I got
Dude, 8 years after the unnerfed version, like the original version level got finished, somebody finally beat it. Oh my
to the
gosh.
UFO 3 fucking times in a row. What the fuck?
And although this was the unnerfed version, Albert stated that it would most likely place around 29th to 39th spot on the demon list, showing just how many Geometry Dash players have evolved over the years. However, this
Nuts.
next level has an even
Oh,
more
Silent Club, dude. We know a little bit about this level if you've been watching Vortrox 2 videos for a while.
interesting history. The level Silent Club is an impossible solo extreme demon created by
By the
players
way, not to be confused with Silent Club Step. Silent Club Step and Silent Club are different levels.
who hack verified and published the level on April 1st, 2014. Funnily enough, the level was actually rated by RobTop, but it sparked controversy for its brutal difficulty, as only a few players could get more than 10%, with the world record being held by a player named Crack, who got 15%.
gosh.
Despite the level losing its rating due to a supposed secret way, people still continued to attempt it like
But Rob Top was crazy back then, bro. He really looked at this and was like, yeah, that was probably verified legitimately. Like, in 2014, you're telling me he thought somebody beat this. Rob Top, what you doing, bro? And the only reason he unrated it is because there was a secret way.
Zabros, who did 52 to 100, claiming it would not even be hard. A peculiar player named Darksari with an even more
Why is Sari evil? What is this? Dark Sari.
peculiar intro.
Okay.
Raised the world record from
Dude, look at the quality of this video. Bro, the intro was higher quality than the video.
15% to 23% on May 30th,
Not by much, though.
2015. Then Riot would be the first person to complete the first spam legitimately on stream. But even with all those runs, the level faded into obscurity as other levels came to shift the attention away from Silent Club. However, 2 years later, on December 13th, 2017, a player named Senior Giester achieved an unbelievable 45% run, but it sort of went
Wait, that's what the SR is? I've always called them Sir Gwilster. It's Senior Giester? Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. I've been pronouncing that wrong all these years.
unnoticed, as in the same year, a player named SuperX created a nerfed version of Silent Club by replacing the spam part with an easy straight fly, and this version
That
was
don't
beaten
count.
by many players such as Sunix. However, one player still wasn't done with the unnerfed version, and on October 29th, 2020, over 2,403 days since the level was originally finished, a player named Luckwilizer finished the unnerfed version with only around 15,000 attempts.
Oh, it's not bad.
From fishing trips and family traditions to late nights around the campfire, every great adventure began with Dad. This Father's Day, celebrate the dads who taught us to love the outdoors with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Right now, save 10% on special Father's Day gift cards, the perfect gift for your next adventure together.
It's awesome.
We've had a greatest day, honey. All right, we're gonna release this old bass.
No!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is the most nervous I have ever gotten.
But this final level might actually be the longest verification of this list, having
Okay,
one of the
so that was Silent Club. Now we have Silent Club Step. This takes the cake, chat. This takes the cake as the longest verification for sure. How many days? I don't know. Who's gonna say?
the most mysterious pasts in the game's history. The level Silent Club Step is the hardest verified silent level, which was once the hardest verified level in the game, taking the verifier 138,000 attempts. However, the history of this level dates back back to update 1.8, which was all the way back in 2014, and it eventually finished sometime around January 9th, 2015. Inspired by the previous level on this list, Silent Club, it was created and hack verified by a player named Salem. However, since it was hacked at the time, RobTop quickly removed the level's rating. The following years had seen players who attempted to make progress on the old version.
Silent Club Step has so much aura. Like go back, like these like dark, like black club step monsters against like the bright background. Like, I don't know why. Like, am I glazing old 1.6 level just because a club step monster looks cool? Yes, and I'm proud of it. I think this level has a lot of aura. I think Silent Club Step's really cool. Although, big aura loss when they ended up nerfing it. I don't like that still.
To make progress on the old version of Silent Club Step, all while it was still deemed to be borderline impossible. One of the players that still gave the level a chance, however, was Earthrex, who got 7% on June 8th, 2018, setting a new world
7%. Like, you know it's hard when they're proud over a 7% run.
Record at the time. And then another player named Error had beaten the level in practice mode in under 200 attempts, while also getting a new world record in normal mode with 8% on March 29, 2020, beating both the practice run and normal run world records, proving to the community that the level that was once thought to be impossible could eventually be beaten. After all these and many other world records were achieved, a player named Iced Cave contacted the original creator in 2020 to update the level by nerfing many parts like the 8 jumps of hell from 144 frame perfect jumps to 60 frame perfect jumps, as well as a bug fix.
I just feel like they shouldn't have nerfed it, bro, because like now I feel like you can't even say it was an 8-year verification. The level that got verified is not the original Silent Club Step. It's a nerfed version that shouldn't have been rated. I don't know. I'm still a little iffy on how I feel about it.
A majority of the gameplay due to the 2.1 physics being much different from the 1.8 physics. This so-called fixed version was uploaded on June 8th, 2020, and so it pushed a player named Vision to start practicing the level. It quickly turned into a verification race with many players trying their hardest to be the first victor and ultimate verifier of the level. And 2 years after Vision started verifying the level, it was finally verified, but not by Vision. It was by a player named Paka who had taken much less time and a significantly lower attempt count of only 138,000.
Only 138,000 attempts, no biggie. The pausing. Bro, this thing she did where she was pausing between each like jump to like kind of like count how many there were. People were so mad about that back then because they were like, is she cheating because she's pausing in the middle of an attempt just to make it easier? Wait, is that even? But like, I think it ultimately was like agreed upon that like pausing is a feature in Geometry Dash, so like there's nothing wrong with doing that. But dude, Paco posted something really funny on Twitter the other day. Let me go find it. Yeah, here it is. Me at the Silent Club Step Victors meetup, and it's who else paused their game to be here. Now this shirt's tough though. I don't care what nobody says. I hope that Paco has this shirt in real life, bro. All right, let's go back to it. The pausing.
I verified it!
Oh my god.
What?
What? That was the zero?
Yeah! Wait!
Oh my god.
What?
Okay. What the hell?
Paka had become the official verifier of Silent Club Step on July 17th, 2022, over 2,748 days since the level was supposedly finished, making it possibly one of the longest verifications in Geometry Dash history.
Dude, I just don't know if I count that though, because I'm just still so torn. So like the Silent Club Step that came out in 2014 or whatever is not the same one that got verified in 2022 or whenever it got verified. Like the one that's verified and rated on the servers right now is like nerfed quite significantly, which I know they did because like it was like all about to be impossible, but like I just don't know. It just lost a lot of aura because like people were like 8 years later, this level everybody thought was impossible finally got verified, but it's not the same level though. It's nerfed. It's not the same level. I mean, like regardless, it doesn't mean it's not an insane completion. Like it's still a very hard level, but it's just not the original Silent Club Step. So I feel like it's kind of hard to say that like that was one of the longest verifications ever because like that's not even the same level. I don't know. Hey, thanks for watching though. Subscribe to Vortrox 2. Peace.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road,
The 9 Circles Epidemic. Oh boy. What did Zobros' level from 2015 cause? Let's see what Ladion says.
On January 15th, 2015, a player known as Zobros was getting ready to upload his first...
Zobros is actually the GOAT of like update 1.9, bro. He did so much. He's probably gonna talk about it.
Original Geometry Dash level. It was a pretty standard effect level. In fact, he doesn't even think it's that good.
This is my first original level, so it's not very good, but it's hard. Bro, no way Zobros didn't think 9 Circles was good when he made it. These creators are too humble.
However, fate disagrees with him. There will be hundreds of rated levels and thousands
He had no idea what he was starting, bro.
more on the servers, imitating this one map.
Yeah.
In fact, it's gonna get so out of hand that trends will spawn within themselves. Levels will be made.
Dude, that's actually crazy, bro. Literally, just because Zobros made 9 Circles in 2015, we have Sakupin Circles now. We have Sonic Wave Infinity, Sonic Wave Rebirth, Sonic Wave Reanimator. There's like a million Sonic Waves. There's so many 9 Circles. There's remakes of 9 Circles levels that were made about 9 Circles levels. I mean, look, the fact that I'm even calling it a 9 Circles level, like, bro, this has to be the most successful trend in Geometry Dash history.
10 years later, using this level's blueprint. When Zobros hits upload, the 9 Circles Epidemic will begin.
What happened to the audio?
When 9 Circles was released, it immediately became the most popular level in Geometry Dash. There were multiple videos with
Bro, EVW playing 9 Circles in 2015, chat. Look at how young Eric Van Wilderman was.
hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. The level on the server today has 66 million downloads and over 3 million likes, making it the
Dude, that's so many, bro.
10th most liked level ever. This was not new though. There were many effect levels that were flash in the pan, so nobody saw this as anything special. That begs the question though as to how all of this started.
Bro, I want to give another fun fact too. 9 Circles used to be considered like an impossible wave demon back then. Because when update 1.9 first came out, it introduced the wave game mode, but nobody was good at the wave yet. So like any level that had any wave gameplay at all, people were like, that's impossible. That's impossible. Decode, extreme demon. 9 Circles, impossible demon. Like people just weren't as good back then.
Usually, stories like this begin with a patient 0, but this time, we actually need to look at patient 1.
Was Fairy Dust the first remake?
Super Pizza Luigi, now known as MK Comic, was a small creator with 3 creator points to his name. Assumedly, he saw how popular 9 Circles was and wanted to make a version of his own. He used a song by the same composer, but to make it feel different, he made the level pink.
Yeah! So Fairy Dust was the first, like, 9 Circles clone to exist, I guess. I thought Jawbreaker came first. I guess not.
Really any different from 9 Circles. The gameplay is different, but it has the same aesthetic down to the blocks used to decorate it. Regardless,
Bro, low-key though, when you think about it, Fairy Dust low-key was just like directly stolen from 9 Circles. But you know what? We love Fairy Dust in 2026 now, okay?
Level was published to the servers 30 days after 9 Circles, and the results speak for themselves. Just like its predecessor, Fairy Dust became a massive hit, garnering 8 million downloads and 400,000 likes. The people wanted more 9 Circles content, and that's exactly what they got. Fairy Dust was a big wake-up call to upcoming creators.
Dude, this was like the floodgates opening.
MK Comic proved that if you wanted to make it big, the easiest path to success was to make a 9 Circles level. 2 months later...
Bro, low-key true back then. Even now, bro, people are still making 9 Circles levels 11 years later.
The Realistic was released, using the same layout as 9 Circles, but with another color. Softable's variant also garnered 1 million downloads and a
I forgot this one existed. Wait, when does Jawbreaker come into play?
Feature from RobTop. The first time didn't mean anything. The second time could have been a stroke of luck, but the same thing happening for a third time was a pattern. And this time, it did not go unnoticed.
Here's Jawbreaker. Astronaut 13. Head Rush. Head Rush? I don't even know that one. Poltergeist. I do know this one. I actually really like this one. Fear Me. I don't know this one.
The month of May was a very loud message to the community. The 9 Circles epidemic was here to stay. and there was nothing you could do about it.
With Walmart Summer Style, you can always treat yourself.
No expose. Who knew? If anyone asks, we're on vacation. And we totally need this fancy moisturizer after today.
It's not a staycation without hydration.
Western U's Doctor of Physical Therapy program in Lebanon, Oregon emphasizes hands-on learning, clinical reasoning, and evidence-based practice.
It. Living in this period was like being around
that guy is Michael 9 Circles. That's him right there, chat. And this is Michael Jawbreaker, and this is John Fairy Dust. They're all here, chat. And right here, this is Sonic Wave. He was just coming out of the tent at this point, chat. This is a true story, by the way.
during the gold rush. It was a phenomenon that anyone could participate in, but only a few lucky creators could really reap the rewards. It became so popular to make your own 9 Circles level that Dorabay himself made Dorabay Basic 10 into a 9 Circles level.
Dorabay Basic 10 is a 9 Circles level. I did not know that.
Truly could not get away from these in 2015. 9 Circles is now the biggest level series in the game, and it'll stay that way until present day. Now,
bro, does anything have a chance of even overtaking the 9 Circles trend? Like what? Like we have like popular levels like I Spy with My Little Eye, B, Skeletal Shenanigans, but like people aren't making their own versions of that really. I mean like they are, but not to the extent of 9 Circles, because 9 Circles, the thing about 9 Circles is it's simple. Like you could just make the same thing and change the color up and you got a new one. Like has anybody made a teal 9 Circles level yet? I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna be the first to do it and get 1 million downloads. Like if you could think of a new color, you could get a new 9 Circles level. That's literally how it works. And like with Skeletal Shenanigans, like what are you gonna do? Make a whole entire year-long project art level with a different skeleton? No, that's too much work. Like maybe one person will do it. I mean, Skeletal Extremigans exists, but beyond that, that's not a thing that like any creator could like dip the toes into and try. 9 Circles was simple, and that's what allowed it to succeed so much.
Before we go any deeper into this rabbit hole, there's a question that you're probably yelling at me to answer.
Oh boy.
And that question is...
why?
I mean, it's a great question. The 9 Circles trend was not only widespread, but it's also a phenomenon that has never happened again. There have been plenty of influential levels, but none have ever had this much reach. Surprisingly, the answer is pretty simple. It can get boiled down into one word: accessibility.
Yeah.
To explain what I mean, let's open up the level editor.
Yeah, that's so true. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome today's host, Lation!
Bro, W voice actor, who did that? By the way, shout out to Lation, bro. He makes really cool documentaries on YouTube. Go check out Lation. He got a plenty of others about Bloodlust, Orochi, Cyclic, if you don't know about him, the original hacker, Noble Boy, Michigan, Sonic Wave 98. Go check that out, bro. Go check that out. But let's get back to the 9 Circles epidemic.
Have you ever wanted to be a Geometry Dash creator? Has it ever annoyed you that you don't have that UFO that nobody likes? Well, fret not, dear audience member, because today I will show you how to follow the herd and make your own 9 Circles effect.
Let's
to
see
make the
it.
structure, you are going to need these 2 slope objects. One of these can turn into whatever color you'd like, and the other one will always be black.
Okay.
You want to put these slopes adjacent to each other and alternate.
Wait, why is low-key a good tutorial for making a 9 Circles level? Bro, I bet because he made this video, even more 9 Circles levels got created. Lation is spreading the 9 Circles virus even more.
Them until you complete the shape that you want. Once you've done that, set the colored slopes to the first 4 color channels.
Bro, why you got traffic light circles?
The colors are done with simple pulses. Set all of the backgrounds and object colors to black and use a pulse trigger to make it flash whatever color you'd like. Now set these triggers up to flash each individual color channel in quick succession. Throw in a few occasional background flashes and you're done. Congratulations! You just made your own 9 Circles level. Now go and make your own featured level, kid.
I'm gonna try that.
Notice how
I'm gonna try that.
explain how to build this effect that took the world by storm in just a few minutes. That's why there were so many of these levels. You didn't need much, if any, experience in building to do this.
Yeah, like I said before, they're simple. Simplicity is one of the greatest things in marketing. And I guess you could say the 9 Circles epidemic is kind of like a successful marketing campaign, except there was no money to be made from it. Just Geometry Dash downloads.
This is the Geometry Dash editor in update 1.9. It's a lot less advanced than what we have today. This is the trigger section of the editor. All you have are 4 color triggers and some small insignificant...
Yeah, bro, the editor was a lot more simple back then, chat. You don't even have triggers, bro. You changed the colors, that's it. No movements, no rotations, no toggles. No, you had colors, that's it. And you only had 5 colors back then, by the way, chat. You were limited to 5 colors in old Geometry Dash.
Can do with your icon. Now, let's look at the trigger tab today. Yeah. This is why you don't see a trend like 9 Circles anymore. The levels that are cutting edge are so...
Oh, this level out of place is beautiful, by the way.
...complicated that it would take hundreds of hours to even understand how it was made. Most of these assets were manually made as well, so you also have to be a very talented artist. This is why 9 Circles is a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon.
Yeah.
The game has evolved so much that it's simply no longer possible to build 100 aperture clones.
Yeah,
Instead, there are multiple creators who use their own creative vision to create their own unique experience. Now that you have a basic understanding of why this happened, it'll be a little easier for you to keep up with what's about to happen.
Oh boy.
In June of 2015, there were rumblings of a potential new hardest level in Geometry Dash. We know this level today to be Bloodbath. The level's verifier was an American player named Riot, but its
the GOAT!
Top rival at the time was Cyclic.
Not really the GOAT, but a historical GOAT.
And he was not happy that he was about to be one-upped. His nemesis was making a level that would solidify him as the greatest of all time.
This was a big moment in Geometry Dash history, chat. Pay attention.
What Cyclic made over the summer, though, looked really familiar.
Ibis Paint, the hottest fully fledged drawing application. What if the color doesn't seem right?
Oh, I like the songs. Yo, Ladion got a great soundtrack in this video. I'm loving the Pokemon Black and White music. I know this one's not, but a lot of them are. W soundtrack.
That's right. Much like its predecessors, Sonic Wave is a 9 Circles level. But there's one major difference that sets it apart from the rest.
The fact that it's XL and an Extreme Demon
is incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
Overnight, this level became a huge success. Not only did it use the trend that was setting the world on fire, but it's also the new hardest level in Geometry Dash. However, unbeknownst to Cyclic, the level being verified was only the beginning of this very convoluted story.
Now, if you go to the demon list, like half of the entire demon list is 9 Circles Extreme Demons. That's what we got to modern day, all because of Sonic Wave.
Sonic Wave was so
like literally look at this, chat. Look at this. Hold up. So if I go to the all rated Extreme Demon list, type in Sonic Wave, chat, we got 3 levels right away. Sonic Wave Rebirth, Sonic Wave Infinity. And there's even more. I think there's like Cyclone something. I don't know, one of these is like a 9 Circles remake. Or sorry, Sonic Wave sequel. Like, there's so many, bro. There's Generic Wave. That's another one. Generic Wave. This is also 9 Circles, but with generic decoration. Like, Sonic Wave is almost as influential as 9 Circles itself in a weird way.
That people accused Cyclic of cheating, which ended up being true. This meant that while Sonic Wave was on the servers, nobody had ever legitimately completed it.
Nope.
The highest profile level in the game didn't have a single victor. 1 year and a major game update later, and the level has still not been verified. Tens of people are trying their best to beat it, but one of them is Riot, who we mentioned earlier in this story. He wants to finish what his rival couldn't.
Dude, and he has Team Fortress 2 music in this video. Holy W, Ladion. All right, let me stop getting distracted by music. Let's listen to the story.
So he teamed up with top creator Vibrant to make a visually updated version called Sonic Wave Infinity. At the exact same time, 2 of the game's most respected effect creators, Funny Game and Serpunge, made their own Sonic Wave remake for
here we go.
A player named Mifui called Sonic Wave Rebirth. If you thought 2 remakes was too many, Manix and Laserblitz built Auditory Breaker, another remake of the exact same level with the exact same gameplay. In late 2016, Sonics verified Sonic Wave on the original 1.9 copy by Cyclic, meaning all of those copies were for absolutely nothing.
Bro.
So, does that mean we're done now? No, of course we're not. What are you, dumb? In 2018, years after Sonic Wave was released, Penuto and NLEX make Generic Wave.
Oh my
Another
gosh.
Sonic Wave remake.
What is that? That's 5 Sonic Wave remakes, same exact gameplay rated Extreme Demon. Bro, low-key, if you learn how to beat Sonic Wave, you can just rebeat it 5 times, get 5 extra Extreme Demons. Wait, is that the strat, bro? I gotta learn how to play Sonic Wave. If I do that, I get 5 Extreme Demons, just with different decoration, and I'll know how to play all of them. Yo, that's a strategy.
But in the style of a level you'd find in like early 2.1. Don't ask me why this exists. I have no idea. Remember Sonic Wave Infinity? Well, for some reason, everyone wanted to beat this level now too. For the 3rd time, Sonic Wave was completely redecorated by AP Team, and it was buffed so much.
Yeah, in all fairness, this version is heavily buffed.
Even longer to verify than the original. Sonic Wave Infinity went through 8 verifiers in over 4 years. And in 2021, almost 6